A few years ago, I was sitting on a wooden bench in Helsinki. It was a Tuesday morning around 11. The city was awake, but nobody was rushing. An older woman sat down next to me. She didn't pull out her phone, didn't check a watch, didn't fidget. She just sat there looking at the trees, and I remember thinking how different that felt from everywhere else I'd lived. Later, I learned a Finnish saying. In Finland, they don't retire from something. They retire into something. And that something is almost always quieter, slower, way less impressive on paper. And yet, somehow, it works better than anything I've seen. I want to talk about that today. The Nordic slow living secret that nobody talks about. Not the Instagram version with candles and wool socks. The real one. The one that keeps older adults in Finland, Sweden, and Norway healthier, more content, and more themselves than almost anywhere in the world. And how you can start living it this week. Here's the thing that surprised me most. In the West, we treat aging like a problem to solve. We optimize, we biohack, we write bucket lists, we sign up for marathon training and language apps and volunteer commitments. We race from the full-time job straight into a full-time retirement identity. And we call that living well. But the Nordics look at that and quietly shake their heads. Because they believe the most radical thing you can do after 60 is very different. They believe in less. Not less as in deprivation, less as in enough. There's a Finnish word I need to teach you. Sisu. It's often translated as grit or resilience, but that's not quite right. Sisu is quiet endurance. It's not loud. It's not performative. It's the strength to sit still in a hard moment and not run. And after 60, they apply Sisu to something we never think about. The pressure to stay busy. Think about that. Every well-meaning friend, every article, every retirement seminar, they all tell you to stay active, stay engaged, stay relevant. The message underneath is clear. If you slow down, you're giving up. If you're not producing, you're fading. But the Finns have a completely different operating system. They practice something I'll call the concept of enough. They look at their day and ask what is actually needed, not what fills the hours, not what impresses the relatives, not what looks good on the holiday card. What is enough for today? Enough movement, enough connection, enough stillness. And then, when enough is reached, they stop. Without guilt. I know that sounds almost impossible, because we've been trained that stopping equals failing. But after 60, that equation flips. The ones who thrive aren't the ones doing the most. They're the ones who finally gave themselves permission. Do only what matters, and nothing more. I remember speaking with a retired teacher from Uppsala. She told me her days now revolve around 3 questions. Did I move my body in a way that felt good? Did I speak to someone I love? Did I sit quietly long enough to hear myself? That's her entire framework. No grand goals, no productivity metrics, just enough. And she said the surprising part was how much freed up when she stopped trying to fill every hour. She started noticing things she'd missed for 40 years. The way light hits her kitchen wall at 4 o'clock. The fact that her neighbor's dog wags its tail exactly 3 times before barking. Small things that add up to a sense of presence she never had while rushing. This plays out in daily life in ways that are almost shockingly simple. Nature is not a wellness trend there. It's not a scheduled activity called forest bathing. It's just what you do every day, no matter what. Morning, walk by the water. Afternoon, sit under a birch tree. Evening, stroll around the neighborhood, listening to birds. The Norwegians even have a word for it. Friluftsliv, open-air living. It's not a hobby. it's a way of being. Those walks aren't exercise. They're not steps on a tracker. They're a form of quiet repair. Researchers call it attention restoration. Your brain stops scanning for problems. Your nervous system downshifts. Your sense of self gets quieter and wider at the same time. And the magic is you don't have to live near a fjord to get this. A local park works just as well. A bench by a fountain, a tree-lined street. The secret is the same. Go outside. Be there. Don't bring a podcast. Don't bring an agenda. Don't turn nature into another item on the to-do list. Another thing I noticed. They don't fill their homes with noise. No television running just for background. No constant notifications. The home becomes a sanctuary, and they treat silence as a resource. Not emptiness, fullness. A space where you can finally hear yourself again. And they understand something about the rhythm of seasons that we miss entirely. In the Nordics, winter is long and dark and unavoidable. They don't fight it with endless activity. They let it teach them. Winter for them is a time of retreat, of candlelight and early evenings and books read slowly. They believe that just as the earth goes quiet in winter, so should we. There is no urgency to bloom all year round. That seasonal wisdom changes everything after 60. It says you don't have to be in full sun every single day. Some months are for gathering, some are for resting. Both belong, both are enough. So what does this look like if you want to bring some Nordic slow living into your own life this week? Let me give you 5 habits that work no matter where you live. Habit 1. Begin your day with 10 minutes of nothing. No phone, no radio, no news. Sit with a warm drink near a window. Watch the light change. Let your mind settle before the world asks anything of you. That 10 minutes rewires your entire morning. It tells your nervous system you are not starting the day in emergency mode. Habit 2. Take 1 outdoor walk a day with no earbuds. That's it. You're not tracking it. You're not listening to a podcast. You're just walking and noticing. The color of a gate, the sound of leaves, the way your body feels moving without urgency. This is friluftsliv in its simplest form. And if you do it every day for a week, you will notice a shift in how you breathe. Habit 3. Practice Sisu in one small thing. When you feel the urge to fill an empty hour with something productive, pause. Sit with the discomfort of not being busy. That's Sisu. It's not about climbing mountains. It's about tolerating stillness until it feels like freedom instead of failure. That one pause builds a muscle you didn't know you had. Habit 4. Apply the concept of enough to your social calendar. Before you say yes to another coffee date, another obligation, another event, ask yourself, is this enough? Or am I adding it because I'm afraid of looking irrelevant? Protect your quiet, like you protect your health. Because they're the same thing, eventually. Loneliness is real, but so is overfilling your life to avoid it. The Nordics teach that a few deep connections are richer than a calendar full of noise. Habit 5. Make one corner of your home a slow space. A chair by a window. A small table with a book and a lamp. A spot with no screens, no clutter, no demands. Sit there at the same time every day for 15 minutes. Your nervous system will start to associate that place with deep rest. It will become your sanctuary by habit, not by design. None of this is dramatic. That's the whole point. The Nordics didn't figure out some complicated anti-aging formula. They just stopped confusing stillness with decline. They understood that after 60, you are not supposed to keep accelerating. You're supposed to get closer to what matters, to yourself, to the rhythms you ignored for decades. There's a quiet truth beneath all of this. The world will keep telling you to optimize your aging, to hack your energy, to squeeze every drop out of every day. But the Nordic secret is simpler and more radical. After 60, you earn the right to stop performing your life. You earn the right to sit on a bench and watch the trees. To wake up and ask, not how much can I do today, but how deeply can I live today? That shift changes everything. So here's my question for you this week. Where in your life have you been running when nobody asked you to? What would it feel like to stop, to say this is enough, and to mean it? Leave me a comment below. Tell me one small way you already practice slow living, or one way you want to try it. Your answer might be the permission someone else needs to finally exhale. If this video quieted something in you, share it with someone over 55 who is tired of the hustle. Let's build a community that knows how to slow down and stay fully alive.